Okay, I sort of get why The Woman Who Fell to Earth didn't have a title sequence. I really don't know why this one doesn't, though. It's okay, though, because I've got one now. Hello everyone, this is Daughter Darkness, and today I'm going to be reviewing the New Year 2019 special of Doctor Who, that is, Resolution. And obviously I will be talking spoilers for this entire episode, so if you haven't yet seen it, then go and watch it before watching the video. So to put my thoughts together quickly about this episode, it is extremely frustrating because there is one thing that works so well in this episode, and it's done really, really well. So much better than it's been done for a long time, really, and that's the Dalek. Once the Dalek's in its case and it's going around doing Dalek-y things, it's great. And everything there is just wonderful. The only problem is everything else. We've got this random story that's come up with Ryan and his dad, which had been mentioned a few times, but then he kind of shows up and that tries to be the core of the episode, and it just really doesn't work. It almost feels like, as far as character drama goes, they had one really good thing in their mind, which was Ryan and Graham. Now that's run out of steam. They haven't really got enough fluff to fill their episodes with, so they're reaching with this father-son thing that doesn't really work that well, and it kind of bogs down the whole episode. But before we go into that too much, let's look at the Dalek and everything that works really well here. Now, it's no secret that in the first 10 years of the modern series, the Daleks were a little bit oversaturated, and I think probably more important than the fact that they were appearing a lot is a lot of it was ending up very similar. We had an army of them, the Doctor would flick some switch, and they'd all blow up. So they were kind of losing their threat a bit. People have said that they needed a break, but they've kind of had one. I don't know if it's just time going fast, but the last story that featured a Dalek in anything more than a cameo was early Series 9, the first 2 episodes of Series 9 with The Magician's Apprentice and The Witch's Familiar, and even that wasn't really a Dalek story, it was a Davros story that the Daleks were in. So the last outright Dalek story was in 2014, which was Into the Dalek. It has been a long time, they have been on a break, and this was a really good way to bring them back. The wait was worth it for the few minutes it's there at least. So the idea of having a Dalek that's separated from its thing, and just seeing what the Dalek mutant itself can do, I quite like that, and I quite like the idea of it forcing humans to do its bidding, as well as it kind of rebuilding its case using spare parts. It kind of reminds me of what happened with the sonic screwdriver in The Woman Who Fell to Earth. It's sort of a parallel there. The only thing that doesn't really work there is that when the Dalek is done with the human, it should kill her. It shouldn't just leave her behind. The episode didn't really have anything to do with her afterwards, so I don't get why the Dalek didn't just kill her. Either way though, once it's in its case, that's great. The scene with the Doctor is really good, and then the scene when it just kind of obliterates all those soldiers, yeah, that's great. I was kind of on the edge of my seat there and completely taken in. It's the first time the Daleks have really felt intimidating since probably Parting of the Ways. And the more minimalistic approach, going back to how it was in Dalek, with the one Dalek just wreaking havoc for a much shorter time, it was really good. I think we probably could have done with it being a little bit longer. I kind of get the idea of leaving people wanting more and all that kind of stuff, but I think that if we just had like 1 or 2 extra scenes of the Dalek destroying things, then it would have been a little bit better and cut out some of the useless fluff. And really, I'd say that the moments when the Dalek proper was on screen, probably my favourite moments of the Chibnall era of Doctor Who so far. The way it's taken down is a little bit quick and convenient, but, in the past, the Doctor would use quick and convenient ways to take down entire armies of Daleks, so using it to take down one, I guess I can live with it. It's progress. So, yeah, everything with the Dalek was brilliant. It's just a shame that it's over really quickly, and the rest of the episode is a bit rubbish. Now, Ryan's love for his dad ultimately is the thing that defeats the Dalek at the end. That's the thing that is able to keep his dad alive and basically make the Dalek die. But it just doesn't feel earned at all, and considering we spent quite a lot of time with this boring character drama, and I'm not saying character drama is boring, just this one was, because I didn't really care about Ryan's dad, it just doesn't really have a solid resolution, which is ironic considering the title for this episode. So what we heard about Ryan's dad during Series 11 was that he was a bit of a waste of space, and then he shows up, and he is a waste of space, and he doesn't really change at all. He just happens to have something on him that's useful to the Doctor at the time. So then when Ryan does the, "No, I love you, Dad, I can't lose you" thing at the end, it doesn't feel earned. Like, the only reason that Ryan's caring about his dad is because he's about to die, and like, that's a realistic reaction, but it just doesn't feel like he hasn't deserved like his son to forgive him in that way. Everything shouldn't be forgiven just because his life's threatened, or, you know, at that moment, yes, but afterwards, no. And then on top of that, there were 2 moments in this episode that made me actually shake my head, which is not something that I do very often while watching things. So the first is small, but it's kind of emblematic of the problem that I've had with the 13th Doctor, or the problem that I've had really taking to her. And the other is a contender for worst scene in Doctor Who's history, that I can think of at least. So, the small one first. The Doctor is talking to the Dalek as it's possessed to this woman. And she says something along the lines of, "Well, this is just my mad tech skills, and that's with a Z." It's the whole thing of the Doctor trying to be cool, or the stereotype of being cool, like, "Oh yeah, I use it at the end. Wait, that's really cool, isn't it?" And that's not an invalid way for the Doctor to be. I mean, Matt Smith's Doctor did that quite a lot, and it worked there. But the thing that made Matt Smith's Doctor work like that was the fact that everyone else would be kind of exasperated and like, he really thinks that he's cool, but he is not. He is just cringy, to use a term that I tend not to use that often. But I guess without the companions doing it, when it is played seriously, the audience have to be like that instead. So that's unfortunate. But then this other scene. So we're building up to the climax. The Daleks taking over GCHQ, and it's commandeering every communication device in the country, which includes taking down all Wi-Fi signals and phone signals. And what either Ryan or Graham, I can't remember which one it is like, "Oh, they've done that on New Year's Day? What a monster." Which, I mean, that's not a funny joke, but left there, and we just move on, fine. But then we cut away to this family, who have no other part in the episode whatsoever. They are here purely for this scene, for comedy. Where they go, "Oh no, the Wi-Fi is down. The phone's down too. What, on New Year's Day, when when everything's closed?" Which it's not. Things aren't really closed that much on New Year's Day, but anyway. It ends with the, "I suppose we'll have to have a conversation." The whole thing of everyone just on their phones all the time, no one talks to each other, it's a joke that's really played out and not realistic in this kind of situation. And considering they're trying to do realistic character drama in a sci-fi setting, cutting away to this really stupid, over-the-top satire of a family that care more about entertainment than talking to each other, just halting the episode in the middle of the action when we've just had one of the best scenes in Doctor Who for a while, and then we have this, and it just completely derails everything. Really, really, really stupid, and that just really irritated me. Probably more than one scene should, but either way, that's pretty much everything. So, in conclusion, I would say this is probably not a very good episode. But it has a saving grace, which is the Dalek. And that saving grace is a really, really, really good one. What they do with that is great. It's the best use of the Daleks for a long time. And when they return, presumably in Series 12, in more than just one, I'm optimistic that they can kind of escalate it in the way that, say, The Parting of the Ways did, without oversaturating it, hopefully. But yeah, it's just bogged down by a bunch of other crap that really, really doesn't work, and kind of leaves me off with very mixed feelings about this episode. As a side note, this could totally have been a Christmas special. I don't see why it was moved to New Year. Like, they just watch fireworks at the start. There's nothing else kind of New Year-y about it. I don't know why you would jeopardize one of the most coveted slots on UK TV for the sake of, seeing fireworks at the start. Oh well, not my decision. It doesn't really matter to me if it's on at Christmas Day or New Year's Day. New Year's Day is probably better if I want to watch it live, to be honest, but anyway. That's all I've got to say. I will say I will be doing an overall Series 11 review, probably once the Blu-ray's out and I've been able to watch every episode again. In that, I'll kind of do overall thoughts, obviously, and then probably rank all the episodes, including Resolution, and talk about my overall thoughts on the Doctor, the companions, and everything like that. So, look forward to that, but in the meantime, what did you think of Resolution? Please leave your thoughts in the comment section below the video. And while you're down there, please like this video if you did, and if you liked it, then check out my other videos and subscribe to this channel. And as always, thank you for watching.